Okay, welcome. My name is Egan Rackley, and I'm your host for the gaming track here at the 2026 Global Agile Summit. In this session, we're going to explore something that sits right at the intersection of where Agile came from and where software is going, AI native game creation. Today, my guest is started writing games when he was a kid on the Commodore 64, went on to help build the Agile community in Finland from the ground up, and is now the CTO and founder of Bitmagic, a platform that lets anyone create a game just by describing what they want. Welcome, Markus.
Thank you. Nice to be
Um,
here.
so glad to have you at the summit. I really appreciate you sharing your time with us. Um, Before we dive in, there are other sessions for the audience at the gaming track you won't want to miss. So check those all out at globalagilesummit.com. But right now, let's focus on our guest. Um, so Marcus, you've been writing code since you were a kid, but at some point you didn't just stay a developer. You became someone who cared about how teams build software. How did Agile find you?
I think it found me slowly, like because I got into coding as a kid, and it was not just about coding, but it was also why I loved coding was the thing that I was able to create something. Back then it was games, but then when I kind of got grew as an adult, then I got a job in actually a company was doing business software, and there like I also liked coding, but I also felt that it was really cool to create something, create products that people love, and then I continued that same thing in a consulting company. But back then, when I in a company life, I started noticing that actually the coding is just a small bit of the work that was happening back then, and actually all the rest, it used to be this waterfall style development, and there was so much planning, and then eventually the plans didn't work out, and then I was in one project where we were doing a lot of overtime and trying to put things together, and it started to be really miserable. I like the coding part, but we really were not doing any much progress. Basically, there was so much this other ceremony and that kind of stuff, and I I think back then I read, for example, this extreme programming book, like it came 99 or something like that. And then there was also in the US the Agile Manifesto
Yeah.
happened. And I was in Finland, and then there was like me and some of my friends, we started like reading this stuff that hey, there is some other way to do this stuff. And basically then it's I just got hooked that maybe I have to try this other stuff, and then we started in Finland growing this small community, like trying to do the stuff, and first we were doing together, but then we decided to organize a conference because we wanted to promote this idea. And this all then lead uh, to me working as a coach for 2 years, because actually then I was working in a consulting company called Reactor in Finland, and Agile started. It wasn't a big thing, but it started to booming a bit, and then we in a company we're thinking that maybe we could try out that if we could make a business out of like training and coaching related to Agile. And it was like a startup inside a company, and I wanted to be in this like a moment there, and therefore I joined the like our internal like organization where we started doing that, and basically then I jumped into another area where I wasn't building the software, but I was helping the software builders. Mostly I was giving trainings and then coaching or giving workshops to developer teams and helping developers to for adapting, especially agile engineering practices. They were my my thing back then.
Yeah, so that's yeah, I want to go back to the detour you took there to start coaching.